What's up, you degenerates? What's going on, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. What's up, guys? All right. All right. Things are looking good. Portfolios are looking green. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, right? Let's have a look here on the Jasmy chart, guys. We're going to look at a couple different time frames because people are asking me to look at the 4 hour, I think. So we will go have a look over at the 4 hour. As well as the weekly, and see what we got. So we broke above resistance here, guys. Briefly, I'd like to see this candle close above there. Break up with a full body candle close would be nice. However, the bottom line is we put in our higher low. We will continue to the upside here. I think we're going to have kind of a boring weekend, though, to be honest with you, right? So I think that, yeah. Just so you guys know, also I'm dual streaming on both of our channels. We created a second channel over on the Crypto Blueprint, and so we're live streaming on both. All right, but I can see all of your comments, though, guys. So put your comments in. I get to the comments the second half of the stream. The first half of the stream, we go through the news. So we'll go through the news, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I will get to them. Absolutely, guys. So. All right. So, yes, what I'm seeing here, guys, like I said, I think eventually maybe before the weekend closes, we'll close above here. We'll retest this, and then we'll head up towards 3 cents. That's kind of what I'm looking at for Jasmy right now on the daily time frame. Let's go over and have a look at the 4 hour. Someone was telling me to have a look at the 4 hour for the – yeah, we do have a very prominent inverse head and shoulders going on here, guys, as you can see. Check this out, right? We do have an inverse head and shoulders in play right now. We should get a decent little breakout here to potential. I mean, where could we go here? Right? Could break right above that 3 cent resistance level or get stuck behind it. But either way, guys, we do have a break coming here on the inverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour. So good eye. I can't remember the name of who pointed it out, but thank you so much for pointing that out. Yes, we do have the potential breakout in play, baby. Let's go have a look at the Bitcoin chart, see what's going on over there. All right. So we wicked, like I said, we wicked all the way up. We just kissed resistance here at 98,600. We still have about, 4.5 hours for this daily candle close. So we may come back up again, guys. This sell wall has seen significant wear down, though, right? It started somewhere around like 1,500 Bitcoin at that sell wall. It's down to about 400 Bitcoin now. So the bulls have definitely been doing their job wearing that sell wall down, which leads me to believe we could see this break out past 100K sometime next week is what I am targeting right now. It may still take a couple of days to wear down that 400 Bitcoin sell wall, but eventually we will get through there. I'm targeting next week. Like I said, that's what I'm paying attention to. So yeah. All right, let's go look at the crypto bubble, see what's going on across the market. Guys, Swift Coin was pumping earlier today. It's having a bit of a correction. It got listed on MEXC, which we will get into. Algorand's running. Myria's having a fantastic pump. Jasmy 4.5% up on the day. 2 cents 632. Very nice. Very, very nice. Across the broader market, Tarax is running. Forta is having a hell of a day. H-bar's up to 16 cents, guys. Absolutely fantastic. XRP's making another run, $1.71, up 15.9%. Casper's running. Very nice, guys. Very nice. There is, however, still some good DCA opportunities out there, right? You could Taraxa's and a very solid layer one, still very, very cheap. Low market cap, only 32 million. FET is having a bit of ASI is having a bit of a correction here as well. By the way, just this morning, I read that FET got listed on Kraken Pro Perpetual Futures. So they had a listing there as well. XLM's pumping. So you got some good DC opportunities as well, though, guys. Swift on a pullback, PIF, XCN, not too bad for for that. So anyway, let's get into some of the news, guys, and then I will get into the chat on the second half of the stream. So we'll burn through the news first and see what's going on out there in the world of crypto. So, guys, there's a little bit of a new question has arisen. Anyway, and that is that so people are now asking for an updated KPI goal for the Jasmy team, because we know before the goal was $17 by 2026 based on 107 million PDL lockers and a 75% TVL, right? However, we know that has changed a little bit based on where we are in the market. There's not a whole bunch of time left to get to that kind of a price target by 2017. So we do need a new updated kind of KPI goal target here. 107 million users is obviously completely reasonable, probably very, very easily achievable. However, I would say that $17 is definitely way out of reach. I'm targeting somewhere closer to $1. And then again, going into 2026, you're going into a bear market. So prices are not going to be higher in a bear market. I know that a lot of people are anticipating, that Hara is kind of anticipating that, the lockup, the TVL is going to help Jasmy avoid more of a bear market effect. But I just don't see that happening, to be honest with you. People are still going to take their profits at the end of the day. It's going to be fantastic for the next bull run, though. Don't make no mistake about that. So yeah, but anyway, that's kind of the question that's been risen here. So I would like an updated answer from the team as well on that. MEXC listing for Swiftcoin, guys. This is why we had a nice pump today. We may continue to see that pump. We're having a little bit of a cool off right now, but I think Swift will continue to run to the upside. So yeah, very, very bullish there. Very, very bullish there. We got XRP news, guys. XRP flipped BNB this morning in market cap, took back the number 5 spot. Can it surpass Solana? Needs about a $9 billion to catch up to Solana here. So it is entirely possible that it could catch up to Solana. Take back that next spot, right? Breaking news, Putin signs a law recognizing Bitcoin and crypto as property. It's funny how China just did the exact same thing like a week and a half ago, and now Russia's doing it. And I've been telling you guys that since Trump announced that he was going to make a Bitcoin strategic reserve for Bitcoin, that countries like China and Russia were going to follow suit. And here we are. They are lining up in droves, guys. We saw that Poland had announced they're doing the same thing. Brazil wants to do the same thing. Geez, Vancouver City in Canada wants to do the same thing. It is a cause and effect, baby. Cause and effect, right? We're seeing adoption take place on a mass scale for Bitcoin, and it's beneficial to the altcoins. Hong Kong public company Boya adds 515 Bitcoin worth $49 million and sold their Ethereum. So they switched over to Bitcoin from Ethereum, putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. The MicroStrategy strategy is in full effect, guys. All right, what else do we got? Here's an interesting little fact for you guys. Check this out. If you had bought $100 worth of Bitcoin every time Legacy Media called Bitcoin dead, you would have $99,952,524.62. If you had all 415 times, if you had bought $100 worth of Bitcoin throughout the entire history of Bitcoin from 2011 all the way to today, that's how much money you would have if you had bought some every time Legacy Media said Bitcoin's dead, right? That's why we don't pay attention to Legacy Media. We would all be poorer for it. All right, we got a contrarian here, guys. Check this out. So wrong to assume inflation will come down in 2025. So this Michael Landsberg thinks inflation is going to creep back up. Listen up.
Fell ahead of Thanksgiving holiday after the latest PCE inflation data showed inflation inched higher in October, but the broader averages are still each more than 5% higher for the month. Our next guest has a contrarian call on inflation, saying headline CPI bottomed out in September at 2.4% and says investors that prepare for higher inflation and higher interest rates will be rewarded. Michael Landsberg is Chief Investment Officer at Landsberg Bennett Private Wealth Management. Good morning. Good to see you. So tell us about this contrarian inflation call, because I think, we're seeing some changes in the bond market. Steve was talking this morning. We're seeing a sort of flattened curve right now. What do you make of what's happening, particularly with the 10-year right now, right at 4.2? So that's come down quite a bit over the past few weeks. And then, therefore, how does that fit into your view of what's going to happen with rates and inflation?
Robert, I think part of the reason it's come down recently has been, I think, the bond market likes what they saw with this recent appointment. And Scott Bessent's, a market participant. People like having somebody that's got credibility in the market. What's been interesting is the Fed's cut, interest rates 75 basis points, yet yields have jumped 65 to 75 basis points on, different maturities. So I think the bond market ultimately is like, I'm not sure we're really, believing what we're hearing from the Fed. A year ago, I remember, being on the show when people talked about 7 interest rate cuts. I was saying at the time we might see 3. I think people are overestimating what we're going to see in 2025. And I think it's because of inflation. I think inflation's coming back. You're seeing that with, coffee, cocoa, a lot of things that we eat, beef, lean hogs. Things are starting to kind of tick back up. I don't think we're getting back to 9%. But I think at the same point, I think the fact that the Fed and a lot of people think we're going lower, I think is wrong.
Well, that's interesting, because you said you feel that inflation bottomed out at 2.4% in September. You think it's going to go, to 3 to 3.2% next year? Is that going to be a first quarter? Are you talking the end of next year? And you mentioned copper, coffee. These aren't huge contributors to the economy. What are the components that you think are going to be really driving us back over 3%?
I only really look at the next 6 months. So I expect to be 3.2 in the next 6 months. What was interesting, when they talked about transitory a few years back, my models were looking at saying we're going to have 6 months in a row of increasing inflation. And I'm very similar in this circumstance. I don't see it going quite as high. But when they talked about when inflation and the war has been won, we looked at our data and said, okay, shelter prices are too high.
Yeah.
A lot of foodstuffs are now starting to head higher. And again, I don't think it's going to be back to the 9% numbers, but we've got it going basically by the end of the first quarter of 2025, is I've got 6 months in a row of headline inflation moving higher. We use headline simply because it models better for us than PCE. And again, I think PCE may have that tweak as well. But we're looking at that saying, okay, that's going to be an area where we've got to look at it and say, okay, if inflation's heading higher, if the rest of the street has it going lower, what does that look like from an investment standpoint? Where do we want to put our dollars in an environment where inflation is moving higher?
Yeah, so to that point, if you look at rates higher for longer, that would normally not be great for stocks, but you seem to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, fairly bullish on stocks, at least for the next 6 months. So what's your expectation for the stock market? And then where do you see the best sectors within the stock market, at least for the next 6 months?
Yeah, we're bullish simply because earnings have been great. I mean, S&P earnings, I think, are up 8% year over year. NASDAQ's up over 20. I'm not really a big fan of small cap. Small cap, I think, is still -4 year over year. Small cap, made an all-time high a week ago, but the interesting thing was it's barely up in the last 3 years. So you made no money in 3 years. So we'd still avoid small cap, but we look for those sectors like utilities, like energy, that we think will do well in this environment. I like insurance stocks from a pricing standpoint where you can build inflation and margins into your pricing. And I think those are the areas that are going to do well. I think healthcare is not going to be an area that's going to do well, given kind of where we are in terms of margins, but also you're having a different, kind of atmosphere, if you will, in Washington as to who might be in charge of what's going on with healthcare.
Michael, just very quickly, do you think the Fed should not continue to cut here? And if that's the case, is that your case against small business, or small and medium-sized businesses, that they're not going to get relief on the interest rate front?
Absolutely, Steve. I think you're going to get one in December. I don't think that we should, but I think you get one. But yeah, I look at it from a standpoint of if rates go higher, the biggest companies in the world are not going to have that problem. A lot of tech companies don't have a lot of debt, so they're not going to be that problem. They're not going to have a problem getting credit. But small companies certainly are tough there. And again, that's on the balance. When I say the small companies, there's a lot of great small companies in this country, but it's a stock picker's market in small cap. You can't buy the Russell 2000, have made no money for 3 years, and think that's a good place to be. Yeah, I think you want to stay with the large cap sector wise. we do favor, like I said, utilities, energy, and industrials.
What do you guys think? Do you think that inflation is going to start to kick back up? Do you think that they're going to stop the rate cuts? Let me know what you guys think about that. Very, very interesting. All right, what else do we got here, guys? Check this out. Cascade effect. Liquidation alert. $3.380 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated at $100,000. That's going to be a cascade effect, guys. That's going to shoot Bitcoin up to like $105,000, $108,000 just on that liquidation, guys. So we're going to see a massive short squeeze once we finally do break that $100,000 mark for Bitcoin. Very, very bullish there, guys. Very bullish. What else do we got? Watcher Guru Bitstamp has officially listed Pepe and Solana in the U.S. Very, very bullish. New listings for Solana and for Pepe. What else do we got? As per Rect Capital, it says Bitcoin has fully transitioned into the parabolic upside phase of the cycle, as you can see right here on the chart. We are in it, baby. We are in it to win it next week. Like I said, we're going to snap through 100K, and then it's off to the races, guys. Altcoins are going to continue to melt up until the parabolic part of the altcoin season. Man, I'm getting excited. I am getting excited. Turbo news. Alchemy Pay adds Turbo, connecting crypto and fiat to global world payments, guys. So very bullish there. Pay with Turbo on Alchemy Pay. Very, very bullish. Very bullish for Turbo holders, right? More utility, baby. More utility. Rect Capital in the house. He says, recently, altcoins have been breaking old resistances and turning them into support. But meme coins have recently been losing support, turning them into resistance. By the way, meme coins are rallying right now. They may be reclaiming these support levels. So we'll see what happens with the meme sector, guys. For me personally, I think it's, memes are kind of cooling off a little bit. I think they're a little bit overheated right now. And I had this discussion over on the Patreon over the last week with our members over there, and just how I feel that now is the time to be accumulating. And this is not financial advice, just me, talking. It's a time to start transitioning into looking into utility plays, in my opinion. I think that meme coins are kind of overheated right now. So don't get wrecked out there, guys. Don't get wrecked on memes. All right, what else do we got? Bitcoin balance on exchanges has just hit another all-time low. Supply shock incoming, guys. I keep saying we're running out of Bitcoin, and people don't believe me. Greg Foss, Bitcoin makes the American dream possible again.
I'm trying to make amends. I want this system to succeed because I believe it will ensure the continuity of the freedom of the United States for the generations of my children and my grandchildren. I don't hear him talking that way that often. He's looking in the rearview mirror. I prefer to look out the windshield and try and plan for a future for my kids. Jeff Booth is exactly the same way. Okay, we're trying to design a system that is beneficial regardless of class, the Cantillon effect, whatever you want to call it. It allows everybody in the world an equal shot at a store of value that is colorblind. It's, it is beautiful. It's agnostic to some of the real problems that we have in our social society right now. So it's not easy, Nico. You know it, right? I mean, I'm just very happy to be part of this community that's a bunch of do-gooders, okay? We're doing good by doing well. And 30 years of my life, Wall Street is 99% takers. The Bitcoin community is 85% givers. That's a diametrically opposed community. I'm going with the givers, okay? I want the givers to win because hope over evil. I want people to be given a fair shot regardless of where they started their lives. You don't have to be a silver spooner to succeed. You can succeed at the bottom of the privilege level, and that's an efficient market. And Bitcoin is my best measuring stick on an efficient market like that, a fair market. Thank you for that. I'm trying to speak the truth. Again, I have 3 kids, people. Like, I'm fine. I don't need people to, I've done what I need to do, but I need to do this for my children. I need to do it for your children. I need to, the selfish Wall Street fucks that are doing it for themselves, I need to call them out and start thinking about the children for the.
Yes, I agree. I got kids too, guys. We all got kids. We got to think about them. Screw the Wall Streeters, right? Expert warned Bitcoin is very close to 100K, but as Bitcoin approaches the long-awaited $100,000 milestone, analysts warned that macroeconomic hurdles, particularly a strengthening U.S. dollar, could hinder further price gains. A stronger dollar could limit Bitcoin's upside, as historical performance suggests that Bitcoin tends to underperform during periods of dollar strength. Andre Dragosh, head of European research at Bitwise, said in an interview, furthermore, stronger dollars usually signal tighter global liquidity, which could be a drag on Bitcoin in the near term. The US dollar index, the DXY, which we'll go have a look at as soon as we're done this article, guys, which measures the dollar against a basket of major currencies, has risen by from 103.42 to 105.93 since the U.S. election. U.S. election earlier this month, according to TradingView data. He noted that Bitwise's quantitative models now identify the dollar as the most important macroeconomic factor affecting Bitcoin's performance, outpacing monetary policy and global growth expectations. The U.S. Federal Reserve monetary policy also played a role in the dollar's strength. While investors initially expected aggressive rate cuts in 2024, those expectations have since faded. The CME FedWatch tool shows a 66% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut at the Federal Open Market Committee meeting in December 18th, while it shows a 34% chance of just a pause, basically, right? Tighter monetary policy supports developments. Where was I here? Supports the dollar, creating less favorable conditions for riskier assets like Bitcoin that thrive amid looser financial conditions. Beyond the U.S., global developments could also weigh on Bitcoin. Rising expectations that the Bank of Japan will raise interest rates at the end of its policy meeting have seen the yen strengthen against the dollar. That shift could lead to the unraveling of the yen carry trade, a strategy in which investors borrow yen at low rates. Yes, so extremely low rates, guys. People borrowing against the yen because it had extremely low rates. But if they increase those rates, that will definitely change, obviously, right? A similar shift in August triggered a liquidation event in riskier assets, including Bitcoin, as investors began exiting yen carrying trade. A potential rate hike by the Bank of Japan could reignite similar pressures. Japan also just announced a stimulus package, though, like a $1.80 or $180 billion stimulus package into their economy, I believe. We covered that the day before yesterday. Consumer price data from Tokyo on Friday showed inflation rising for the first time in 3 months, raising the possibility of the Bank of Japan will also borrow costs in December. Bank of Japan Governor Kazuto Ueda recently said policy, stressing that Japan's economy is heading towards sustained wage-driven inflation. Bitcoin's performance is closely tied to the liquidity conditions, and the global central banks tighten. The path to 100K may not be as smooth as expected. I personally disagree. But that's just me being me. You do you, boo-boo, right? Just like we always say. What else do we got out there? All right, so Peter Thiel says Bitcoin is telling us that the central banks are bankrupt, that we are at the end of the fiat monetary regime. Yes, I would agree, guys. I would agree. Now we got more here from Kevin Cage. Fantastic YouTube channel, by the way, guys. Definitely give him a follow and a sub on YouTube. Still far away from another golden cross. If this pi cycle top indicator is going to be accurate, like the last 3 cycles, BTC should have a lot to go higher in 2025. Each cycle, BTC has gone well above the green moving average, as you can see, well above it right here. Well above it right here is what he's talking about, which is over $123,000 today. Positive price action. So, I mean, we would have to get to $123,000 Bitcoin just to get over this green pi cycle top indicator, right? And as we've seen in the past, Bitcoin, every cycle, it goes well above it, right? So you're looking at, like I said, my target, $150,000 to $200,000 Bitcoin probably in this cycle, maybe higher, right? But yeah, that's exactly right. From Kevin, credit goes to Kevin Cage for that. All right, what else do we have, guys? Bitcoin towards 100K. Samson Mao predicts the Omega Candle era. As Bitcoin approaches the monumental $100,000 mark, the cryptocurrency world is abuzz with anticipation. In the exclusive interview with Cointelegraph, Samson Mao, a leading Bitcoin advocate and CEO of Jan3, offers a bold outlook on what this benchmark means and what lies ahead. According to Mao, crossing $100,000 is more than just a milestone. It's a launch pad for exponential growth. Post 100K, that's when things start to heat up and accelerate, said Mao. He explains that Bitcoin's growth trajectory could shift dramatically, with price movements jumping from thousands to tens of thousands daily. Mao also highlighted the global factors driving Bitcoin's rise, including the erosion of trust in the traditional financial systems. He describes hyper-Bitcoinization as a scenario where Bitcoin replaces fiat currencies entirely. I don't think that's going to happen, guys. No crypto is going to completely replace the dollar. Closest we're going to get to that is probably something like a CBDC or a digital dollar. Bitcoin's not going to become the world's primary, fiat or whatever, money. It's just not going to happen, right? I'm sorry to Bitcoin maxis, but it's just not, right? He says it's at a point at which we no longer need to convert Bitcoin back to fiat currency like the dollar or the yen. Most importantly, everyone only wants Bitcoin. He connects this shift to systemic issues like spiraling global debt. The U.S. debt is spiraling out of control. We're at $36 trillion right now. Back when your grandparents were going out to the parties, we were paying 15 cents for a hamburger. Now you're paying, but now you're $36 trillion in debt. Institutional players like MicroStrategy and spot Bitcoin ETF buyers are also key drivers. According to Mao, MicroStrategy adds gasoline to the fire by creating this Bitcoin reactor, which they can take corporate debt and equity and convert that into Bitcoin price at much higher multiples in the future. What will Bitcoin's next step mean for the financial world? Is the $1 million Bitcoin closer than we think? Yes, I personally do think that it is, to be honest with you, but I digress. I do not think we're that far off of $1 million. 2 more cycles I give it, right? All right, let's get into another story here over on Squawk Box. We want to be the operating system that a family uses to stay on track. Skylight CEO Michael says 30-year fixed dips to 6.86%.
Families navigate busy schedules this holiday season. Some are going digital. now using a touchscreen calendar with an AI family assistant to stay organized. I have to say, by the way, not a product endorsement per se. I use this product. I actually bought it. I bought it myself. But it's the old situation where people used to put their calendars and everything on the refrigerator. Well, this has now gone digital. Michael Siegel is here, founder and CEO of Skylight. It's a company with a new feature. It's got AI to help scheduling, meal prep, to-do lists. I don't know, Becky, do you put stuff on the refrigerator?
No, I have a bigger calendar on the wall, like a whiteboard on the wall thing. And I will say I haven't bought this yet, but I have had people tell me to get this and say that it's pretty life-changing. I've looked into it.
Thank you.
So, Michael, it's nice to see you. Explain what this is. As I think I tried to explain, people used to put their calendar on a refrigerator using magnets and big calendars and writing it. And now we've all gone digital. My whole family we all are now on Gmail with our calendar, but it actually all integrates into this thing. It's like a frame, and we keep it in our kitchen, and everybody can kind of see what everybody's supposed to be doing or where everybody is supposed to be at any one moment.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And you kind of did my job for me. That's exactly what we are. The big picture, we want to be the operating system that a family uses to stay on track. The epidemic of mental load is substantial for most families today. 30 plus hours on average that they're spending just trying to keep the wheels on the bus.
Well, and it's overscheduling on all of our parts.
Yes, and it's intense. And we have a bunch of data. We've done market studies of it affects people's psychology. It affects everything top to bottom, their relationship with their kids. So we're trying to step in and kind of do everything to take the temperature and the mental load down. Shared family calendar, chores and to-dos that the kids actually love to tap because it's an interactive display. Meal planning we've gone into. And now, as you mentioned, we are going into some AI features, which is just another tool that we love to use to bring value and save our families time.
Okay,
I take it each
before
one
we
of
hit
those
the
color
AI
blocks.
question.
Oh, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Becky. Go.
Well, just as somebody who hasn't done it yet, I've looked at it. I take it each one of those color blocks identifies a different kid or member of the family.
Exactly, that's
so you
generally
can see with the color, like exactly what they're doing. Everybody can use this from their phones
People
and
go
update it
crazy
on the fly.
for the color coding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Michael, one of
the reason I wanted to show you guys that is that this is the direction that we're going in. AI is becoming massive, guys, right? As we all know. Now, what is the point I'm trying to get at? Well, that is that Junction is actually creating, again, the world's largest GPU cloud. And these companies need GPU power. I played an interview the other day with the CEO of NVIDIA talking about how the world is about to see a massive shortage of GPU power, right? And Jasmy Junction creating this cloud, these kinds of companies, who do you think they're going to go to? That's right. They're going to come to Junction, right? Do you see how valuable the project is now, guys? I continue to try to outline this for you guys so you can see. We got some Caspa news, guys. We love Caspa over here, waiting for a Binance listing. Big news for Caspa. Tangem has confirmed that KRC20 will be integrated by the end of this month. They have also integrated swaps, so you can literally swap your Caspa for USDT. Tangem Pay is set to release in Q1, which is linked to a Visa card, which you can pay with USDT and other assets. This is amazing for Caspa, total control without having to use a centralized exchange to compromise privacy. Very big news for Caspa, you guys. Also, check this out. Tether just minted $1 billion in USDT today on Ethereum, bringing the total to $16 billion in stablecoin minted this month. That's $16 billion coming into crypto, guys. Why would someone mint USDT? So that they could buy crypto, obviously, right? So big news there as well. What else do we have? Bullish Bitcoin could attract $2 trillion in investments by 2025 as global money supply increases by $20 trillion. Massive, massive, massive. That's what she said. All right, what else do we got? We got another video here from Squawk Box. Substance of FTC Microsoft investigation won't hold weight, says Deepwater Gene Muster. Guys, Microsoft, we're paying close attention to them because they are voting on December 9th on whether they want to put Bitcoin on their balance sheets. We know that Michael Saylor's meeting with them in the next few days.
Joining us now, Gene Munster, Deepwater Asset Management Managing Partner. Good morning, Gene. Tell us how seriously to take this threat against Microsoft.
Steve, on a scale 1 to 10, I would put the threat at about a 2 or a 3. You framed in what the investigation is about. It is worth noting that Microsoft is the one of the mega caps that have been spared from the Department of Justice and FTC largely over the past few years. It's been 25 years since any kind of investigation has taken place. That's the state that it's in right now, Steve. It's an investigative state. And they're probing into, as you mentioned, kind of bundling of products. Sounds very similar to what happened with Explorer 20 plus years ago. But the reason why I think that this is a 2 out of a 10, I think there are a couple things motivating this. Number one, of course, there's a shot clock that is going to soon go off with Khan's term here. And I think there is a kind of a scrambling effort. And second, I think that the substance of what is being this investigation is around just simply won't hold weight. I think that there are some of the other bigger issues that the FTC is focusing on. I think this just simply doesn't pass the threshold.
Gene, can we come back to the substance in a minute? I just want to talk about the politics of it real quickly, because if you were confident the Trump administration would not continue this, it wouldn't be a 2, it'd be a 0. But are you confident that it will be dismissed or not taken up by the Trump administration?
So it's the simple answer is it depends on who is going to succeed Khan, and ultimately is the message from the Trump administration has been somewhat mixed on the topic of big tech, and so there's been times when some of these companies have been like Facebook, for example, Meta, kind of the enemy of the people. Recent comments earlier this year from Trump, but there's also this general belief from the administration that there should be a free hand. And that these regulatory features just don't serve business well and the economy well. And so my sense is, Steve, is that ultimately I think that that's why there's still a 1 or 2. It does. Right. There is some evidence that just for political gain, I think you could make a statement against one of these big tech companies.
Trying to distract the spotlight off of themselves, but it is what it is. Let's go have a look at some charts, guys. Let's have a look at XCN Onyx coin here first, continuing its breakout, setting that another higher low. That's what we want to see right now, guys. We want to continue to see these stair steps up, another higher low being put in place here for XCN, making its way up to this golden pocket that I have. If we go have a look over at Swift, Swift is doing exactly what I said it would. Look at that, setting that perfect higher low up here, guys, for further continuation to the upside. I am anticipating some consolidation here, like I said, and then we will we will work our way up, to this next golden pocket area between the 207 and the 208, where we will likely consolidate even further, setting in yet another higher low as we continue the melt up phase on a lot of these altcoins, guys. So things are looking good across the board for our favorite altcoins. Let's go have a look. We got another article to get through here. Bitcoin ETFs hit record $6.2 billion in inflows amid growing demand. In November, Bitcoin spot ETFs achieved a historic milestone with $6.2 billion in net inflows, setting a new all-time high. These financial products designed to offer institutional investors indirect access to Bitcoin have surpassed the previous record set earlier this year, highlighting their growing popularity. Momentum for Bitcoin spot ETFs, which started with their approval in January, reached new heights in November, according to Bloomberg. These ETFs attracted $6.2 billion in net inflows, breaking February's previous record of $6 billion. Nate Garcia, president of the ETF store, remarked, "November saw the highest monthly inflows ever into the spot BTC ETFs, surpassing previous records with 6.2 billion in net inflows. The election of Donald Trump has been a major catalyst for the surge in demand for Bitcoin ETFs. Trump's promise to reserve the crypto unfriendly policies, the crypto unfriendly policies of the Biden administration and appoint a crypto friendly regulator has bolstered market optimism. Additionally, news of the U.S. Government's strategic plan to establish a Bitcoin reserve has brought Bitcoin closer to the 100K mark. On the day following the election, Bitcoin ETFs saw 1.38 billion in inflows, demonstrating how quickly investors reacted to the changing landscape. Man, I'm out of it this morning. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust alone captured $1 billion in a single day, dominating the market. The total Bitcoin held by ETFs is approaching 1 million BTC, a figure that could surpass the estimated holdings of Bitcoin's synonymous creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. Analysts predict that development will further amplify the influence of ETFs on the crypto market. BlackRock's IBIT has outpaced gold-based ETFs in trading volume, signaling a shift in traditional investor interest towards digital assets. Other prominent funds, including Fidelity and Bitwise, have also recorded substantial inflows, underscoring the rising demand for Bitcoin-backed investment products. Trump's crypto-focused financial policies are expected to pave the way for continued expansion of Bitcoin ETFs. The introduction of Bitcoin ETFs in options markets has provided investors with new tools for managing price volatility. Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan called these advancements game changers, adding a crypto-friendly regulatory environment will instill confidence in institutional investors who have been waiting a long time to enter this space. Very, very bullish stuff, guys. November has been absolutely massive. Algorand is continuing to frickin' melt faces right now. Let's go have a look at what Jasmy's doing on the chart. All right, so yeah, just sitting right at resistance here. Let's go back to the daily time frame. All right, so what do we have here? Yeah, just sitting right at resistance here, guys. Right at resistance. We need a breakthrough. Strong daily candle close in about 4 hours. That would be good. All right, let's get into the chat a little bit, guys. Scroll up to the top here. Guys, as always, please make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow, and it means a lot. Element Rage, what's up, man? Yo, Rob, nice to see the flashy new channel. Nice. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Jetpack, Peace the people. Lord of the Realm, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. David, what's up, family? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Funky's in the house. Howdy, howdy. I'm a wobbling. My bag's getting full. Hope everyone else is the same. Absolutely, brother. H. Barbarina in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. Green tea. Absolutely. What's up? Afternoon. Jim, come on, Jasmy. Get pumping, baby. Yeah, we're close to that breakout for Jasmy. Crypto Trucker, what's up, my friend? I got you booked in for a one-on-one today, man. 3:00 Central. What else do we got? Crypto Holmes, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I forgive you for the Panthers beating my Leafs. We're all good now. I've gotten over it. Moved from BP. It was lonely there. Howdy, peeps. Good to see you, Funky. Good to see you, man. Batlander's in the house. What's up, man? X marks the spot. Hey, Rob, I'm not a degenerate. Oh, yes, you are. I'm a deplorable degenerate. Fair enough. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Mary, what's going on? Good to see you, as always. Magic Powers in the house. Rob, what would you say would be your VeChain prediction for the blow-off top? VeChain, man. I haven't looked up VeChain. I actually hold a little bit of VeChain. I don't talk about it often, though. I do like the moves that VeChain made. in the bear market, though. They've been doing a lot of stuff, right? They worked with they partnered with the UFC, which was big. Why am I not getting the V? What the hell's the VeChain ticker again? VeChain. Oh, I forgot the E. That's why. My bad. All right. Well, so what was the all-time high for VeChain? What was the all-time high for VeChain? 28 cents. I mean, as far as I know, they didn't do a lot of dilution in the bear market. I think that VeChain's done a lot of work partnering and stuff. They've got their IoT narrative. Don't they have? I thought they had like a DPIN or don't they have an RWA narrative too or something? They don't have the tag for it, but VeChain will do good, man. I think it'll probably break through all-time high. I wouldn't go too crazy on it though. The market cap's already pretty high. And they don't really have like the momentum going into the board that they had before. So, I mean, I could see it breaking somewhere around that 40 to 50 cent range, something like that. I could see that happening, but I wouldn't go nuts. I wouldn't be sitting there going $1, $2, $5. Ken, I prefer Cryptoholics. Fair enough. Angelo, what's up, degenerates? Go Jasmine. Yes, absolutely. Let's effing go, baby. Yes, Venom's in the house. What's up, Jasmine family? Sam. Hey, Rob, I was hoping to get your opinion on Spell. From what I've heard, it's gone meta bullish from the all-time high to low, breaking 209. What's your opinion? I have a long-standing opinion on Spell token, okay? So, listen, I have a concern. I like Spell, but I have a concern, and which is why I do not hold it, right? The all-time high was what? 3 cents. So do I think it can get back to 3 cents? Of course. It'll destroy 3 cents, I think. It will get back there. I do think it will do way better than 3 cents. My problem with Spell lies in the fact that Spell relies on an algorithmic stablecoin in their ecosystem. And we know that the Cynthia Lummis Gillibrand bill, which is being merged with the Fit 21, I think, or something, that's going to pass through Congress again and get signed by Trump, is that algorithmic stablecoins are going to be banned in the United States. So I'm not sure if Spell can get rid of the algorithmic stablecoin in their ecosystem. And if you're asking me why the states would ban algorithmic stablecoins, well, what happened with Terra Luna was a direct cause and effect of having their Luna coin stapled to an algorithmic stablecoin, right? And everyone got wrecked as a result. They're no good, in my opinion. So that's where I run into a bit of a problem with Spell, is that the ecosystem depends on their algorithmic stablecoin. Can they get rid of that algorithmic stablecoin without it affecting the ecosystem in an adverse way? That is what I would like to find out, right? So that's my thoughts on Spell. It's a great project, but do you have an opinion on LCX? Oh, yeah, LCX can do fantastic. I know that I know it's gone through. Did it do some sort of token migration or something like that recently? I thought that they did. LCX. It's a good exchange, right? They're an exchange, aren't they? They're a DeFi exchange, right? Finance, banking. They get the RWA tag. All-time high was 56 cents. Yeah, this is going to smash. LCX is going to smash to $1 this time around for sure, in my opinion. But yeah, great project. I don't hold any of it, but I am bullish on it. It's up 176% on the week. So, like, not the best time to be DCing into it, I suppose. But but that's what's happening with all of the altcoins right now, right? We're melting up. See, look, 158% on. Look at that. Yeah, it's just dominating. It's up 200% on the month. So I am bullish on LCX for sure. So, yeah. All right, guys, listen, that's the news. That's the chat. That's all the comments. Guys, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Guys, get over to the Patreon and book your one-on-one coaching sessions with me and join our group Zoom calls, because we do them every single day. And we help you with exit strategies, profit taking, DeFi staking, compounding gains, passive income, taxes, everything you need to know. get over to the Patreon, guys. Schedule your one-on-ones with me. Join our group Zoom calls. We'd love to have you over there. Ken's got something to say. Can you explain what Janction is? How is it relevant to Jasmy? And how could I invest in it? You cannot invest in Janction itself. Janction is not a token. Janction is a layer 2 ecosystem. And the token, the utility token inside of Janction's ecosystem is Jasmy, right? So think of it, like I said, it's a layer 2 that projects are going to be building on top of. So what they've built on top of Janction right now is, first off, they're launching their PDL, which is the Personal Data Locker, which is basically a massive platinum data marketplace where businesses, companies come to acquire data that they can use to target marketing towards their demographics, right? For example, if you have a smart TV and remote control, well, that data gets sent to the PDL, the Personal Data Locker, and then companies purchase that data anonymously so that they know when they should be running their ads, what time of day people generally are watching TV, between what hours. That's just an example, which is why Jasmy and Janction have partnered with Panasonic, because all of Panasonic's IoT devices are going to continually be sending all of that information, anonymous information, like from you, me, and everybody else, into our personal data lockers built on Janction, right? And then what happens is you get paid for your data being used anonymously. I have to keep stressing that, right? You get paid in what's called a DD coin, and that DD coin gets converted into Jasmy coin, right? So that's just one aspect. Janction is also building the world's largest GPU cloud, and what they do is they utilize this GPU cloud and they rent it out to companies that build and manufacture AI products, artificial intelligence products, because they need large amounts of GPU power to do that, right? So they rent this GPU power out to companies as well. So that's just one more aspect of it, right? And then you go into your own personal data locker. I mean, it has so many different abilities. There's an AI component to it that is able to memorize your information, what flights you like to take, what hotels you like to stay in, whether you prefer taxis or Ubers, what type of restaurants you like to eat in, where you like to shop, where you like to tour, visit for vacation, all that kind of stuff. And then it's able to spit out recommendations to you on what suits you as a person, right? If that makes any sense. So that's just a brief, glaze over of kind of what Janction is. If you want more details, I highly recommend checking out. I do 3 Jasmy/Janction videos. If you want to invest into Janction, you'd have to acquire the Jasmy token, right? So, and it's available pretty much everywhere. So yeah. Hopefully you caught all of that. I know it was kind of a lot to take in one brief explanation, but XRP doing her thing today. Is she pumping again? XRP 17% up. Very nice. Very, very nice. Rob, you the man, bro. Love tuning into your channel. And I love you tuning in here too, man. I absolutely love it. XEN Swift Jasmy coin. Absolutely, man. Big up, Rob. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ken, thanks. Hey, I got your back, buddy. I got your back. All right, guys. So that's it for the stream. I will be back here 8 p.m. Central tonight. Every day, 7 days a week, 1 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central. Do not miss it. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Get over to the Patreon. The link is in the comments. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description down below. I will see you guys in a couple of hours. I will actually be live over on the Patreon shortly as well. So check that out, guys, and I'll see you later.